The night sky has always been a canvas of mystery and wonder. Studied with countless stars, it whispers secrets that have fascinated humanity for centuries. But what if those mysteries could be explained not by ancient myths or unproven theories, but through simple logic? What would you think if I told you there was a scientific explanation behind one of the most intriguing phenomena in nature? Imagine standing under the starry sky on a clear night. The air is crisp and cool, and the stars twinkle like tiny diamonds scattered across an endless expanse. You look up at the moon, its glow casting shadows that dance with the breeze. Suddenly, you notice something peculiar, a faint light creeping along the horizon, growing brighter as it approaches. At first glance, this could be a mirage or perhaps even a meteor streaking through the sky. But then again, what if there was another explanation? What if it's not about magic or divine intervention but rather a simple scientific principle at work? Consider for a moment that every star you see is like a distant sun, each one emitting light and heat in all directions. As this light travels across vast distances through space, some of it passes by planets, moons, asteroids, any object large enough to reflect its light back towards us. Now imagine the Earth as our planet's own personal mirror, with an atmosphere that acts like a lens or prism. Just like how sunlight can create colorful rainbows when split apart, certain atmospheric conditions can bend and disperse starlight in fascinating ways. This phenomenon is known by various names depending on where you are. It might be called a moonbow if seen at night during the moon's illumination, or perhaps a parhelix circle for those who have studied these light displays more closely. But no matter what name we give it, this spectacle always leaves us in awe and curiosity. So why does all of this matter? Because by understanding how such phenomena occur through simple scientific principles, we gain not only in the heart of a bustling city, where neon lights flicker against the darkening sky, there's an air of mystery that lingers. It's not just any ordinary night, this is the night when strange occurrences are whispered about in hushed tones between neighbors and strangers alike. People have reported seeing unexplained phenomena, glowing orbs floating above the streets, mysterious shadows darting through alleyways, even fleeting glimpses of what seems like someone watching from an unseen window. These sightings aren't confined to a single area or time, they've become a phenomenon across various neighborhoods and during different hours. Some attribute these events to supernatural causes, a ghostly presence haunting the city at night. Others suggest that it could be some form of advanced technology in disguise, perhaps even extraterrestrial visitors making brief appearances. Despite their differences, one thing remains clear: people are intrigued, their curiosity piqued by what they can't explain. The mystery of these sightings has sparked a flurry of theories and speculations. Social media groups dedicated to the unexplained have seen an increase in activity as more individuals share stories, hoping someone might provide answers. But amidst this intrigue lies a different perspective: rational skepticism. Not everyone believes that there's something truly supernatural at play here. Some people wonder if these phenomena could be explained by simpler means. Could it all just be the result of human psychology and perception? What about environmental factors or optical illusions caused by streetlights and reflections? The scientific community, with its emphasis on evidence and logic, hasn't been idle either. Researchers have started gathering data from those who claim to witness these strange occurrences. They're using cameras placed in strategic locations to try capturing the mysterious events on film. Some are even conducting experiments to see if there might be a natural explanation that could account for all of this. One researcher, Dr. Emily Hartman, an environmental psychologist, has been particularly intrigued by the phenomenon. She believes that people's experiences can sometimes be influenced by their surroundings. In the heart of a dense forest, nestled among ancient trees whispering secrets through centuries-old leaves, we come across an intriguing phenomenon. It's not just any ordinary sight but something that has puzzled scientists and enthusiasts alike for decades: glowing orbs floating in mid-air, their light shimmering like tiny stars dropped down to Earth. Imagine standing in the middle of this forest at night, under a canopy so dense it barely lets through more than a few beams of moonlight. Suddenly, out of nowhere, these strange balls of light appear. They float gracefully around you, sometimes appearing and disappearing as if by magic. It's not hard to see why people have been fascinated, and often scared, by this mysterious occurrence. Scientists and researchers have taken note but struggle with explaining the phenomenon. The orbs are spherical, usually between the size of a tennis ball and a grapefruit, emitting a soft, ethereal light that seems almost otherworldly in its consistency. They don't seem to be attached to any visible source like electricity or natural gas. Instead, they float freely as if defying gravity. One might think these are simply fireflies on steroids, but their behavior is far more complex than mere insects could achieve. Fireflies follow a set pattern of movement and light emission. However, the orbs move unpredictably, sometimes hovering in one spot for minutes at a time before darting away to another location several meters distant. The mystery deepens when we consider that these orbs aren't always stationary but seem to interact with each other. They can merge together or split apart as if they're part of some intricate dance routine unseen by human eyes. This interaction suggests a level of coordination and communication beyond the simple mechanics of bioluminescent creatures. Scientists have proposed various hypotheses, ranging from natural phenomena like atmospheric gases interacting under specific conditions to more speculative theories involving alien life forms. The debate is lively, with each theory gaining its supporters but none providing clear evidence that convinces everyone. Let's take a step back. In the heart of a dense forest, under the watchful gaze of towering trees, something mysterious occurs. At first glance, it seems like nothing out of the ordinary, a flicker in the shadows, perhaps. But as we delve deeper into this phenomenon, what appears to be random and inexplicable begins to reveal itself with an unexpected order. Let's imagine ourselves standing in that forest at dusk, surrounded by a symphony of rustling leaves and distant calls of wildlife. As twilight deepens, a peculiar glow catches your eye, a soft, ethereal light emanating from the ground, flickering gently like a tiny candle. Initially, you might dismiss it as an optical illusion or perhaps even some kind of natural phenomenon such as bioluminescence. But then, something more intriguing happens. Over time, you notice that this glowing pattern isn't random at all. There appears to be a method behind the glow. You begin to document these occurrences, mapping out each instance with precision and curiosity. What starts off as an occasional sighting transforms into a meticulous investigation. One day, while exploring further, you stumble upon another light. This time, it's not just one but several lights in a distinct formation, a triangular shape, almost like a triangle drawn on the forest floor. The more you observe these formations, the clearer their purpose becomes. They seem to follow a specific pattern, as if some unseen force is orchestrating them. As you continue your observations, other patterns emerge. Certain areas of the forest show consistent activity during particular times of day or under certain environmental conditions, such as after rainfall when moisture in the soil might change how light behaves. It's almost like there's an invisible choreographer guiding these luminous events with precision and purpose. You start to wonder, could it be that this phenomenon is not random, but rather a natural behavior influenced by external factors? Perhaps these lights are responding to changes in humidity or temperature, creating intricate patterns as if communicating something. Could they be some form of the real-world implications of this phenomenon are profound and far-reaching? As we unravel the mystery behind it, let's consider how our understanding could change various fields and impact everyday life. Firstly, imagine a world where logic can solve problems that once seemed unsolvable. In business and finance, for instance, complex decision-making processes might become simpler with clearer logical frameworks. Companies could make more informed choices about investments or market strategies by applying the principles we've explored here. Imagine a boardroom filled with executives using simple yet powerful reasoning to drive their companies forward. In education, this newfound logic could revolutionize teaching methods and learning outcomes. Teachers can create curriculums that focus on critical thinking rather than rote memorization. Students would learn not just facts but the tools to analyze information and make sound judgments, skills essential in an ever-changing world. This approach might lead to a more equitable education system, where every student has access to robust analytical skills. The legal profession could also benefit from this logic revolution. lawyers and judges can use clearer reasoning processes to build stronger cases or spot flaws in arguments. It may reduce the number of unjust convictions while improving the overall integrity of our judicial systems. This would not only bring justice closer but also restore public trust in these institutions. Healthcare is another domain where logical thinking could make a significant difference. Doctors and researchers can use more rigorous methods to evaluate treatment options, leading to better patient outcomes. This might speed up the process of developing new drugs or therapies by ensuring that every step follows sound reasoning rather than relying on intuition alone. In public policy, this newfound clarity in logic could help governments create policies based on solid evidence instead of political expediency. Decisions about climate change, economic regulations, and social programs would be more transparent and grounded in rational analysis. This might lead to a more stable society where citizens can trust the decisions that affect their lives. Technology is also an area ripe for improvement with clearer logical thinking. Software development could become less prone to as the sun sets over a quiet village, casting long shadows across ancient cobblestone streets. Our journey through the enigmatic phenomenon comes to an end. The question that once hung heavy in the air, what lay behind those unexplained lights, is now slowly unraveling into a tapestry of simple logic and scientific understanding. The first time I saw it myself was during a crisp autumn evening, when the sky was painted with hues of orange and purple. As I stood by the edge of the lake, gazing at the shimmering surface under the moonlight, those strange lights began to appear again. They were not as vibrant or mysterious now that they had lost their initial allure, but there was still a sense of wonder. I started my research with an open mind and a curious heart, but quickly realized that I needed more than just intuition and anecdotal evidence to truly understand this phenomenon. So, like any good detective would do, I began by collecting data, notes on the times and locations where sightings were reported, photographs, videos, even eyewitness accounts. Through these records, patterns started to emerge. The lights often appeared near bodies of water at night when the air was still and damp. Weather conditions seemed to play a role too. It wasn't just any ordinary light show but one that followed specific atmospheric conditions almost like clockwork. I delved deeper into scientific literature on bioluminescence, which explained how some organisms emit light as a natural process. This made sense in the context of the phenomenon I was investigating. Could these lights be caused by something biological? After months of investigation and countless late-night discussions with colleagues who shared my fascination, we finally had our eureka moment. We hypothesized that small bioluminescent creatures might gather at specific spots on the water's surface, creating an optical illusion when they move together in unison. To test this theory, we set up a camera near several potential hotspots and waited patiently. The results were nothing short of mesmer. Not all mysteries have answers, but we keep searching. Subscribe to join the hunt.